Listen, I am so glad to be here on a podcast, you guys. It has been a whirlwind, you know, but I'm back. All right. I'm back stronger than ever, more excited than ever. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for not unsubscribing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm back. I'm back. I'm excited to be back. My wife and I recently celebrated 6 years of marriage. You know, um, we have a 3-year-old daughter, and we have twins that are going on 4 months now. So, I have to shut it down. And some people, you know, pride themselves on you know, doing everything right and continue to do everything. And I commend them. You know what I'm saying? That's why, they might have teams or whatever, they keep going, but I shut it down, y'all. I shut it down. I'm glad I shut it down. This quality time with my family has been very important and precious to me. This is time that I cannot get back. I value my family. So, like I talk in my book 180, when you value something, you have to make that thing a priority. If I don't make what I value a priority, then I really don't value it, right? I can say, like, in companies and our personal lives, we say what we value all the time, right? I value God, I value family, I value health, I value all these things. But if your priority, right, and your time and energy does not go into the things you say you value, guess what? You don't value it. And for transparency, before I get into the topic of today, I had to do a value check because I really wasn't valuing, what I said I valued. And I think at some point in time, everybody needs to do a value check. Like we have to be real and say, at times I really value my phone and Netflix over my family. Like at some point in time, we just got to admit the truth. I value pleasure over God, or I value pleasure over my family, or I value pleasure over my health. I value pleasure over my future. We just got to admit it. Like, I would rather be satisfied and please myself and my taste bugs rather than not do so and keep my health intact. See, and I think that type of honesty with ourselves, like when we can be that honest with ourselves, now it's a little easier to change. But when we're not honest with ourselves out the gate and we can't like say the hard truth that, hey, I have a pleasure struggle, you know, that I'm valuing this device, right? I'm valuing this device over my family and I'm looking at it more than I'm looking at my wife. Like, so I say all that to say, you know, I'm not um I'm not into numbers and all that stuff when it comes to the podcast. I really just want to help one person who really needs the help. I want to start with one, like who really wants to get better, who can receive, what I'm saying and hopefully impact somebody's life because now they're doing that self-assessment and they're checking themselves in such a way that will provoke an emotion and a change that's sustainable, right? And that's what this podcast is about. Like we all have goals, and those goals are pretty much centered around our values, right? Right? Our spiritual goals that center around our values. We value God, so we have these goals that we want to get closer to God, right? We want to be a better human. We want to be more like Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like we have these values. Like we want to be honest people. We want to be nice. We want to be respectable. We want to serve others. Like those are our values, and that's what we do because we value God. You know what I'm saying? We value family. We want to spend time with our family, love our family, pour into our family. We don't want to abuse our family. We don't want to mistreat our family in any way because that's what we value, right? You know, finances. We value money, right? We want to secure future generations. We want to have generational wealth. We want to leave something here financially. We want to be able to get what we want to get and save what we want to save and not live paycheck by paycheck and oh no man but love. We want to get out of debt. Like that's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? And our health. Like we value our health. We want to live long. We don't want to be out of shape. We don't want to be so out of shape we can't do what God called us to do. Like, I just imagine Jesus in shape. You know what I'm saying? He walking all over the place, doing all this midgets. I just imagine him in shape. You know. So we value our health, our bodies. We take care of and we steward what God has entrusted to us. And He has entrusted to us faith and love and His gifts and our bodies and our finances and material possessions and our families. God entrusted all that to us. But if I don't value it, not just with my mouth, but with my deeds and my actions, then I really don't value it. So I say all that, my bad. I went on a little rant, but just that, taking time off has been wonderful. It's been great. I've been doing a little stuff here and there, but as it relates to the podcast, listen, something got to go. You add two new babies in the world and a daughter who just turned 3. You know what I'm saying? The twins were born, and I throw a picture up on the screen for you all to see who's watching on YouTube. If you're listening to the podcast, go over to YouTube. You can see a picture of my family. But twins were born in March, right? March 29th. And then my daughter's birthday is May 4th, right? And she turned 3. And, it's just been a whirlwind, scheduling, sleep, like all these things. And I'm not trying to be like Superman and be like, hey, I got to keep. Nah, man, we shutting it down. Not shut it down. Even when she was pregnant, I started shutting it down because I seen it coming, the shutdown coming, because I value family, right? So we're gonna do our best to get consistent on this podcast, and um but in the midst of all the craziness, right, I wrote a book. I wrote another book. This is my third book, okay, that I wrote. The first one is called Unmask the Courage to Be You, and that's helping, what I'm saying, particularly young believers, right, be the believers they are. Like they don't have to wear a mask and act like they're not believers. So I give them tools, scriptures, direction on how to actually live that out, because I was a young teenager living for Christ, and the challenges that come with that is unique. So I wanted to write to that and help out young people. And also 180, you see it up here behind me. Up here, and man, I had wrist surgery, like all types of stuff, y'all. But um, on YouTube, you can see my cast. I get it off next week. I'm excited. So you can see 180 up here, and that's my second book, How to Change Your Life. And again, I just talked about a little bit what's in the book about values and priorities, like those things. In order to make a change, a real change, your values, your priorities, like they have to be aligned, right? And they have to show up in your time and energy, and I'm learning that more and more. And I'm doing some things. I really want to do some things. I've been slacking on the health piece, what I'm saying, health wise, though, to really maximize my energy. You know what I'm saying? So that is that. Um, let's see here. And I just wrote another book. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that book is called Smoke Free. All right, Smoke Free. It's right here on YouTube. You can see it. Smoke Free. 7 mistakes to avoid when you decide to stop smoking. Man, this is huge. Okay, I'm so excited about this book. And listen. First of all, I used to smoke a lot. Okay, I used to smoke a lot. All right, and I'm not going to go through the history of all my smoking, but I guess a short part of the history is, man, my dad used to smoke. So I grew up watching him smoke. I grew up watching other people in my family smoke, on both sides of the family. Like I grew up watching them smoke. I smelled the smoke. I got asthma. I was supposed to be smoking. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I end up smoking, after many attempts of some of my friends trying to get me to smoke. I always said, no, I'm not smoking. I don't want to smoke. I'm good. Smoking weed, I'm like, no, I'm good because I was an athlete. I had football dreams, like for real, for real. All right, but I caved in, man. I caved in. I never forget it. The summer, me in the eighth grade going to the ninth, I caved in. I smoked, and I ain't gonna lie, I had a ball. So I started smoking weed. I started smoking Black and Milds. I tried cigarettes. I didn't like it, but I was a huge smoker. Tragedy and trauma broke out of my life as a teenager. My smoking went through the roof. I was smoking at least a good 8 blunts a day as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? Faithfully and consistently. And it was hard to stop smoking because I really enjoyed it. And in this book, I necessarily don't go into the story about how I started and all that type of stuff. I'm getting right to the action, to the points of how to stop smoking. Now, I was very intentional about the subtitle, 7 Mistakes to Avoid When You Decide to Stop Smoking, because, you know, this is not on some is smoking good for you or bad for you type stuff. Like, that ain't what this is about. Okay. Like, this is about if you want to stop smoking, right? There is a tool, or I have a tool for you. Okay. This book to show you out of my experience how to stop smoking. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to stop smoking, like I'm like, here, this is how you stop. That's what this book about. I'm not arguing is it moral or immoral to smoke or not. I'm not arguing are you going to heaven or hell for smoking or not. I'm not arguing is it good or bad for you to smoke or not. I'm not arguing okay, God made the earth and the trees. I'm not arguing none of that. Okay, so miss me with all that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you said to yourself, not to nobody else, not to on no social media, if you said in your own soul, in your own heart, I want to stop smoking, I need to stop smoking. Okay. I got some people who love me who wish I stopped smoking, but I'm struggling with smoking. This book is for you. All right. That's what the book is about. If you have that desire to stop smoking, but you're struggling, okay, you've been saying, yeah, I'm gonna stop smoking on my birthday. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I'm an ex-smoker. I know this stuff. Yeah, New Year's, I'm gonna stop smoking. Yeah, after this weekend, at 420 hit, you know what I'm saying? On 421, I'm done smoking. Right? Like if you've been on that train before and you want to stop smoking, you want to kick the habit, if you see what it's doing to your health or maybe your mind or, say anything else as far as your physical body or mental health, you know what I'm saying? If you talking to a counselor and a counselor like, yo, maybe you want to consider stop smoking, but you find it difficult, listen, I got 7 mistakes to avoid and then 7 action steps to take. And I promise you, this is not like research I've done. Like this is stuff I lived. I put in practice. I used to love smoking. Matter of fact, if I can smoke right now and I didn't think it was bad for me and my wife wouldn't kill me, you know what I'm saying? I probably will smoke, man. I love it. I like it. I enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? But I had a desire to stop. So I did. Okay. For my own personal reasons. You know what I'm saying? For my own decisions. All right. Um, I stopped smoking. I got a lot of reasons I stopped, but I stopped. It was hard though at first. It really was. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, actually. Because some people say, smoking weed, smoking blacks is not addictive. I don't know what type of stuff you smoke. I needed it. I wanted it. I craved it. You know what I'm saying? So it was hard for me to stop. So this book actually tells you like step by step how to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, and it's in the action. All right. Now, one of the parts in the book, like chapter 2, you know what I'm saying, it's called self-talk. And what happens is, all right, it's called self-talk. And it's a very short book, easy read. And what happens with the book is, all right, and this kind of this messed me up. But I open up chapter 2 with usually I lose 50% of people during this point. Real talk. When I get to talking about self-talk, because for whatever reason, like, and this is the thing about books, seminars, coaching, advice, pastoring, you know what I'm saying? Like like people receiving coaching, mentorship, like all types of stuff. What happens is the problem is, okay, is that people get information and they don't apply it. Man, somebody watching this right now, like, man, okay, I know I need to smoke. I know I need to get the book. The book only costs $5. You know what I'm saying? It might be like 7, but if you hit me up personally and be like, I want a book, I'm charging you $5. That's it. 5. Abraham Lincoln, 5. That's it. No tax. 5. You go on my website, it might be 7 or something because I got to do the shipping, boy. But if you hit me up, like, yo, drop it off, meet me here, come to the crib, whatever, $5. That's it. All right. So, so, but they don't apply the information. So I'm gonna need you to like actually apply the information. All right, apply the information. You can do it. Okay. Positive self-talk is one of those things that that if you can say it over and over and over and over again, it's going to help with the process. And a lot of times our language messes us up from the goals we're trying to reach because we say it's impossible, it's too hard, I can't do it, I don't feel good. And you say all those things because that's your current experience. But I don't need you to speak your current experience. I need you to speak your desired reality. Man, y'all ain't hearing me, man. Okay, I gotta say it one more time. I gotta slow it down. All right. I don't need you to speak your current experience. I need you to speak your desired reality. What do you want to do? You need to be speaking that. And a lot of times when we're trying to get over these addictions, and maybe it's not an addiction for you, okay? I don't want to label it. You just want to stop smoking. Okay, a lot of times when we try to like stop smoking specifically or stop trying to do any bad habit, we mess it up with the words we speak. We speak death on it. We speak negative words all the time. And we wonder why it doesn't work. It's in how you talk. And that's one of the like foundations of this thing is you gotta speak this thing in existence. I don't care if you don't feel like it. I don't care if it's not your current experience. I don't care if you see it or don't see it. I need you to speak some positive life-giving words every single day that you do not smoke anymore. I'm not a smoker. You're not hearing what I'm saying. And a lot of times that's where we go wrong. And another big thing I talk about in the book, and then I'm not going to keep on going because I really want you to get the book. I talk about your personal environment, man. Whew, your personal environment. We have the environment, the ecosystem at large, and the environment is just a place where things can grow. Right. So I'm talking about your personal environment. How is your personal surroundings? Is the people, the places, and the things that surround you, is it conducive to your personal growth and journey to not to smoke anymore, to give up the habit? And a lot of times, the number one thing that stops most people from not smoking is their personal environment, and that people cannot handle the new you. So they will bash, they will criticize, they will talk about, they will make fun of the new you, so you won't walk in the new you and you can remain the old you. And that's the problem. You need to get out of every space that can't handle the new you. You need to get out of every environment that can't handle the new you. You need to distance yourself, not cut off. You need to distance yourself from every single person who can't handle the new you and your new habit and your new look and your new everything. You need to get away from them until, right? That doesn't impact you anymore. There was a time where I couldn't hang around any smokers. I wasn't strong enough. I had to be very particular and meticulous about my personal environment, what I let in and what I gave out. Where did I go? Who I hung out with? Who I allowed to talk in my ear? I had to be very particular about who I was around. I don't care if you was family or friends or foes. I don't care who you was. When I was on my journey to give up smoking, I promise you, I hung around with a certain group of people because I was changing my personal environment and I knew I was too weak, you guys. I was too weak to be around certain environments and not smoke. Period. So what I'm telling you is that you gonna have to, like, for real, change your personal environment. And that's the number one thing. It's probably the hardest thing because you may go through a season of loneliness. And that's why it's important to get in the community. All right. To get around some people who's going to help you out and walk that walk with you. For me, those people was in the church. I was in the church. You know what I'm saying? Found some people about my age who look like me, dress like me, talk like me. But guess what? They ain't smoke. They guess what? They may not been perfect, but they ain't smoke. They may not had it all together, but they did not smoke. And that's my thing. You got to get around. You got to change that personal environment if you're going to grow. All right. Now, I'm talking about smoking, but you can apply this every area and every goal you're trying to reach. I'm trying to tell you. So, listen, I just want to thank you so much for listening. All right. I'm about at my time. So, thank you so much for listening. All right. We're back on it, the Mo Bricks podcast. Come on, share it with somebody. I need more reviews, y'all. Man, leave your bro a review. Please leave me a review on not on iTunes, or Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on Google Podcasts. Leave your boy a review. You know what I'm saying? I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for sharing this wherever you hear it. Come on, share with somebody who needs this book. Share with somebody you love. Share with somebody you care about, right? Share it with somebody because you know that, you know, they need to stop smoking. And even if you believe they won't, buy the book for them anyway. All right. Get them this book, smoke free. It's available for you. All right. I'm your host, Mo Brooks. I'll talk to you later.